Welcome to the shadow frequency, where the veil between this world and the next grows thin, and the things that whisper in the dark are given voice. From the cryptic candlelit studios, deep in the Indiana forests, your host, Matt Wilson, and his spectral producer, Juniper Ravenwood, unearth the forbidden, the forgotten, and the fearsome. So, still your heart, dim the light, and listen closely. For once you tune into the shadow frequency, you may never tune out.
No, Juniper, not the bottom drawer.
Oh, holy, Matt, it's doing the swirling voices thing again.
Shut it quick before something gets out. Never open the bottom drawer. You know that. It's the one rule we actually follow around here.
I know. Sorry, muscle memory. That drawer always tries to look normal.
It lies.
Okay. Let's try a safer drawer. Oh, thank goodness. It's right on top. Tonight's folder.
Thank whatever guides this show and whatever we just stuffed back into the void.
All right, episode 248, the Dybbuk Box, the haunted wine cabinet.
An artifact with a reputation so bad even museums put it behind glass and say, good luck.
Cursed objects, Jewish folklore, a spirit that's supposed to cling, and people who claim they felt it follow them home.
And of course, we decided we should talk about it. In the dark, in a studio full of electrical equipment and one very moody file cabinet.
Perfectly safe choices every time.
All right, Shadow Seekers, settle in. Tonight we're twisting open the story of a wine cabinet no one wants to own, but somehow keeps choosing its next caretaker.
Let's get strange.
Episode 248, the Dybbuk Box, the haunted wine cabinet. Let's get into it.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. Hosted by Matt Wilson. Produced by Juniper Ravenwood. With Chris Beach. The darkness continues.
Welcome back to the shadows, listeners. Tonight we slip into something a little more confining. Imagine a simple wooden cabinet, the kind you'd tuck away in a dusty corner of your home, holding forgotten bottles of wine. But what if that cabinet wasn't just wood and nails? What if it was a cage for something ancient, something restless, something that whispers through the cracks in the night? This is the story of the Dybbuk Box, a vessel said to trap a Dybbuk, that clinging spirit from the depths of Jewish mysticism. It's not just an object, it's a hunger, passed from hand to hand like a curse you can't shake. Buckle up, because once you hear this, you might start checking the locks on your own cabinets. Matt, you ready to crack this one open?
Oh, Juniper, you know me. I'm always ready to peek into the dark.
Yeah.
This one's got that slow burn itch, the kind that starts with a yard sale find and ends with shadows that follow you home. Stick around, we're diving deep into the whispers tonight.
Whispers? More like screams echoing off the walls of the soul. All right, over to you, Matt. Unleash the file.
Thanks, Juniper, for digging into the file cabinet again. You've got a knack for unearthing the ones that slither under your skin. All right, folks, let's pull this folder open nice and slow. The Dybbuk Box. Just saying it out loud feels like inviting a chill into the room, doesn't it? Picture this, early 2000s, Portland, Oregon. Rain-slicked streets, estate sales popping up like ghosts in the fog. A guy named Kevin Manis runs a little antique shop. Spots this unassuming wooden wine cabinet at a yard sale. It's old, carved with what looks like Hebrew letters on the back, stuff like Shalom etched in, maybe a mezuzah vibe gone wrong. The seller, an elderly woman, whispers something about it belonging to her grandmother, a Holocaust survivor who escaped the horrors of Poland and washed up in Spain. She hands it over with a warning. Don't open it. It's got something inside. A Dybbuk. Kevin, being the curious type, chuckles it off at first. But oh, listeners, that's where the thread starts unraveling. Now let's back up a bit, because you can't talk about the box without dipping into the old lore, the stuff that makes your spine tingle like fingers tracing runes in the dark. Dybbuks. They're not your garden variety ghosts floating through walls for a laugh. No, these are from the heart of Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah's shadowy underbelly. The word comes from the Hebrew dybbuk, meaning to cling, to cleave like a parasite that won't let go. Imagine a soul, maybe a sinner, maybe someone cut down too soon, who refuses the afterlife's call. Instead of peace, it wanders, hungry, malevolent, latching onto the living, not just haunting, possessing, slipping into your breath, your thoughts, twisting your dreams into nightmares where a hag-faced figure looms over your bed, her eyes like black pits sucking in the light. Back in the 16th century, mystics like Isaac Luria spun tales of these spirits, souls in Gilgul, transmigration, clinging because they couldn't ascend. Exorcisms? Rare. Brutal rituals where a rabbi wrestles the thing out. But even then, it might just slink back, waiting for the next warm body. So this cabinet? It's whispered to be a prison for one such spirit, sealed with intent, maybe by that survivor grandma after some unspeakable ritual to trap it away from her family. Kevin brings it home, stores it in his shop. At first, nothing, just a quirky piece. But then, the dreams start. He tells it like this. Nights where he wakes up gasping, the air thick with the stench of cat urine mixed with jasmine, like decay blooming in sweetness. Shadows flicker in the corner of his eye, not quite human, more like smoke, with intent. His hair starts thinning, falling out in clumps like the thing inside is feeding on his vitality. Bruises bloom on his arms, purple blooms with no memory of how they got there. And the insects. Oh, the swarms. Moths, flies, things with too many legs, crawling out of nowhere, zeroing in on the box like it's calling them home. Kevin's no fool. He tries to offload it, but every time he touches it, the air gets heavier, like the room's holding its breath. Fast forward a bit. He lists it on eBay in 2003. Pens this epic chilling description that's half warning, half sales pitch. This wine cabinet was never meant for wine, he writes, or something like that. Inside, not bottles, but relics. 2 1920s pennies, locks of blonde and dark hair bound with cord, a tiny granite statue engraved with shalom, a dried rosebud, a golden goblet, a cast-iron candlestick with octopus legs that scream wrong just looking at it. He lays out the curse. The first night he had it, his sister, visiting from out of town, gets attacked in her sleep by an invisible force, wakes up screaming about a shadow woman with empty eyes. Lights flicker, electronics fly like they're short-circuiting on rage. Kevin himself, hospitalized after a stroke-like episode. Doctors scratching their heads. The box isn't just haunted, it's a beacon, drawing the Dybbuk's malice like a magnet. Bidders eat it up, not for the wood, but for the story, the viral seed that sprouts into legend. It sells to a college kid in Missouri who thinks it's a gag gift. Big mistake. The college kid opens the box, against every warning, and bam, the dreams hit him like a freight train. That same hag, whispering in Yiddish, her voice scraping like nails on bone. Shadows in his dorm room, growing longer at night, brushing his skin cold. His friends joke at first, but then the bruises start showing up on them too. Unexplained marks like fingers gripping too tight. Insects again, this time roaches marching in formation toward the cabinet. Electronics, his laptop blue screens with error messages that look like garbled Hebrew. He can't sleep, can't eat. The air around the box hums with this low oppressive dread, like something's pressing on your chest, waiting for you to crack. He researches it, dives into the old texts, finds stories from 17th century Europe, rabbis chanting through the night to pry Dybbuks from the screaming villagers, the spirits hissing names of the dead before they're cast out. But this, trapped in wood, it's a perversion, a seal that's fraying, the spirit clawing to get free. He sells it quick to Jason Haxton, a museum director in Kirksville, Missouri, guy who deals in oddities for a living, thinks he can handle it. Haxton? He's the one who turns it into a full-blown obsession, unpacks it in his office, and the weirdness escalates. Night terrors where the hag isn't just watching, she's reaching, her bony fingers curling around his throat in sleep. His hair falls out in handfuls, leaving bald patches that itch like something's burrowing underneath. Bruises everywhere, random and vicious. The smell, that god-awful cat-piss jasmine cocktail, wafts from the box unprovoked, thick enough to choke on. Shadows dance in his peripheral vision, humanoid but wrong, like silhouettes cut from black velvet. Insects swarm his home, flies buzzing in patterns, moths battering windows like they're trying to get in or out. His kids start seeing things, whispering about the lady in the corner who doesn't blink. Haxton's no stranger to the strange. He's got a museum full of bones and relics, but this feels personal, like the Dybbuks sizing him up, learning his fears. He consults rabbis, poring over Kabbalistic rites, learning how these spirits cling because they're unfinished, damned to wander until they drag someone down with them. One ritual almost works. Incense, chants, a circle of salt around the box. The air crackles, the smell fades, but then it surges back, stronger, the shadows thickening like ink in water. And the dreams, folks, let's linger here, because they're the hook that sinks deepest. Every owner describes the same vision, a withered woman, face like cracked porcelain, eyes hollow voids that pull you in. She's not screaming, she's murmuring, words in ancient tongues that echo in your skull long after you wake. Let me out, they swear it says, or something worse, something that names your secrets. Haxton's book on it, and yeah, he wrote one, The Dybbuk Box, that details how the spirit feeds on doubt, on the cracks in your resolve. Open the box, you invite it in. Leave it shut, it seeps through anyway. A slow poison of paranoia and decay. By now, the story's spreading like fog over the internet. Forums buzzing, people trading theories on how to bind it tighter, or if it's even bindable. Is it the original Dybbuk from the survivor's tale, warped by the camp's horrors, or something older, stirred by the engravings, the Hebrew that's more invocation than inscription? Think about it while you're listening tonight. What would you do if a shadow lingered just a beat too long in your hallway? If the air turned sour and your reflection in the mirror looked off? The box didn't just curse, it colonizes, turning your home into its territory. Haxton's fighting it, sealing it in glass cases, consulting exorcists who shake their heads and mutter about the risks. But the pull, it's magnetic, isn't it? That whisper, just one peek, just one touch, and suddenly you're part of the chain. You know, after all that, I can't help but wonder, what's scratching at the inside of your own locked doors right now? Something tells me it's listening.
Matt, that gave me actual goosebumps. Like, is that a shadow or just my lamp flickering? I'm equal parts hooked and hiding under the blanket.
Good. Means it's working. Hang tight, folks. In the second half, we're chasing this thing to its current lair and pondering if the seal's holding, or if it's already loose. Back after the break with Juniper.
Whew, that first half, it got me side-eyeing every piece of furniture in this place. The Dybbuk Box isn't just a story, it's a warning wrapped in wood. And if you're anything like me, you're wondering, how do you outrun a curse that follows you home? What's brewing next? Oh, just the deeper dives, the what-ifs that keep you up at night. Listeners, what about you? You got a locked drawer somewhere that's giving you the creeps? Hit us up. Now handing it over to Chris for a quick word from our sponsor.
Thanks, Juniper. Hey everybody, Chris Beach here. And if life's been throwing a little too much your way lately, I've got something you'll want to try. It's called Shimmerwood. and they make award-winning CBD seltzers that deliver a refreshing, stress-relieving way to unwind. These are crafted with full-spectrum CBD, so you get that balanced, calming effect, easing tension, taking the edge off, all with zero intoxicating effects. And they're not just good, they're legit. Forbes named Shimmerwood the #1 CBD beverage in the country. Twice. Each flavour blends natural fruit shrubs with crisp carbonation for a clean, delicious finish. Perfect for relaxing after work, settling in for a spooky podcast, or any time you just need to breathe out. And for Shadow Frequency listeners, you can get 30% off any product with the promo code SHADOW25 at shimmerwood.com. All right, I'm feeling calmer already. Back to you, Juniper.
All right, thanks, Chris. Time to crank up the ethereal ether net receiver. Flipping the dials, tuning into the void. Here we go, statics clearing. Let's see what phantasmic missive materializes from the ether. Ooh, here's a spectral scroll unfurling through the interference.
From the void.
Time to unroll it and glimpse what our shadowy sender has etched into the night. All right, this one's a gem drifting in from the high desert vibes of Santa Fe. Listener that says, "Hey, Matt and Juniper, my name's Kayla Barr, writing in from Santa Fe, New Mexico. I've been meaning to send this for a while now. Your show has basically become my nightly ritual. I usually listen late at night while I'm in my workshop sanding and restoring old radios, the big wooden Zenith kind. There's something about the hum of the tools mixed with your eerie stories that feels right. Like the past and the weird future are meeting in the middle. I stream every episode on Spotify, though I jump to YouTube, but I want to watch some of the recent visuals you've been doing. My favorite topics, UFO encounters, definitely anything with strange lights, missing time, or radio transmissions gets me. But I also really love the cryptid episodes, especially the lesser-known ones. You all have introduced me to creatures I have never heard of, and the conspiracy-heavy episodes. Chef's kiss, especially when Juniper starts connecting threads like a paranormal detective. Thanks for putting so much atmosphere and heart into every episode. The world feels a little stranger, in a good way, when I'm tuned in. Stay strange out there, Caleb R." Oh, Caleb, you just nailed while we do this, that sweet spot where the Sanders whine meets the whisper of the unknown. Old radios? Perfect vessels for tuning into the other side. I bet you picked up a few EVP static dose on those dials. UFOs, cryptids, conspiracies, you're speaking our language, my friend. Keep restoring those relics. Who knows what frequency you'll hit next? If you've got a tale from the workshop shadows, send it our way. Reminder, folks, shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. That's your portal to the mailbag. All right, that desert warmth's got me recharged, Matt. The box is back in your court. Don't let it bite.
You are tuned to the Shadow Frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. The darkness continues.
Juniper, that mailbag hit like a warm ember in the cold. Shout out to Caleb in Santa Fe. Man, those old Zenith radios, they're basically antennas for the in-between. Keep sanding, buddy. If you ever catch a Dybbuk frequency, you know where to beam it. All right, listeners, we're back in the dim glow of the Dybbuk Box file, picking up where that clinging dread left off. Jason Haxton's got it now, this museum director who's seen his share of oddities, but nothing prepared him for a cabinet that feels like it's breathing. He sets it up in a climate-controlled room at first, thinking science can contain the supernatural. Cameras rolling, sensors beeping for EMF spikes or temperature drops. And they do. Oh boy. Lights in the room flicker without reason. Shadows stretching across walls like fingers testing the bars of their cage. That smell? It hits in waves now. Cat urine sharp as accusation. Jasmine underneath like a siren's lure. Haxton's team starts reporting the dreams. Uninvited, vivid, the hag's face morphing into their own loved ones, pleading from the dark. One tech guy quits after a swarm of flies erupts from the vents. Zero source, all homing in on the box like pilgrims to a profane altar. Haxton digs deeper, you see, starts chronicling every whisper, every bruise. His own health tanks. hair loss accelerating, leaving him patchy and paranoid, checking mirrors for the hollow-eyed stare. Bruises wrap his torso like lovers' marks from the grave. And the electronics? Forget it. Monitors glitch with static that resolve into faces, brief, blurred, but unmistakable. He reaches out to experts, Kabbalists who pore over the engravings, muttering that the Hebrew isn't just decoration, it's a binding spell, frayed at the edges from years of neglect. One rabbi, voice low over the phone, warns him, Dybbuks don't forgive neglect. It's not a ghost, it's a wound in the world, seeking to infect. Haxton tries more rituals, salt lines reinforced with iron filings, chants from 18th century grimoires, even a gold-lined cage built to spec from folklore texts, gold being the metal that repels the cling. For a night, peace, the air lightens, shadows retreat. But dawn breaks with a crash, the box's door ajar, though locked, and the smell flooding the house like a breach in the dam. His family? Kids drawing pictures of the box lady, insects nesting in their toys. It's not just haunting, it's infiltrating, turning the everyday into a funhouse of fear. Word spreads online. eBay's viral ghost story morphs into forums ablaze with theories. Is it tied to the Holocaust survivor's escape? The Dybbuk born from ash and atrocity, sealed in haste during her flight to Spain? Or older, stirred by the cabinet's true origins, whispers of it being crafted in 19th century Eastern Europe, a vessel for wayward souls before the camps amplified the malice. Haxton's site, DybbukBox.com, racks up hits, people emailing their own brushes. I saw the listing, dreamed of the hag that night, touched a replica, woke with scratches. The box becomes a nexus, drawing the curious like moths. Ironic, given the swarms. He fields calls from Hollywood. Sam Raimi snaps up the rights, turns it into The Possession in 2012. That film where the spirit latches onto a girl through the box, her voice cracking with Yiddish curses as the family unravels. Box office chills, but for Haxton, it's validation laced with venom. The dreams intensify post-release, shadows bolder, like the story's retelling fed the thing inside. By 2010-ish, Haxton's worn down, health a wreck, coughing fits that taste of rot, vision blurring at the edges. He donates it to Zak Bagans of Ghost Adventures, that paranormal rock star with the Haunted Museum in Vegas. Bagans seals it in acrylic, under red lights that pulse like a heartbeat, monitors 24/7. But even there, tech glitches, cameras fogging, EVPs capturing whispers. Out, let out, shadows on the feeds, humanoid, pacing. Visitors report the pull, nausea near the case, dreams that night of the hag's grin. Bagans himself gets a stroke scare days after acquiring it, bruises fading in like signatures. The box sits now in that neon-lit tomb, a tourist trap with teeth, replicas popping up on eBay, knockoffs that sellers swear carry echoes of the original curse, their own tales of swarms and scents. But the real one's monitored, sealed tighter than Fort Knox, though some say the Dybbuks already slipped fragments, tulpa-like offspring haunting the net. And here's where I pause, folks, because in the thick of all this clinging mystery, you've got to wonder, what if it's not a spirit at all? What if it's us, our fears boxed up, projected onto wood and whispers? I mean, think about it over a late-night coffee. A simple minibar from New York, maybe, dressed up in Hebrew carvings by a storyteller's hand. Kevin Manis himself hinted once it was all spun from creative cloth, a yarn to hook the auction crowd. No pre-2003 mentions of Dybbuk boxes in the lore. Dybbuks possess flesh, not furniture. Investigators like Kenny Biddle poked at it in Bagans Museum, found no antique Spanish wine vibes, just modern fabrication. A hoax? Brilliant. Viral creepypasta before the term struck. But here's the rub. Even if it's fiction, the effects linger. People sicken. Shadows seen. Because belief's the real cling, isn't it? The story becomes the spirit, feeding on our suspension of doubt. Chew on that a while as the incense fades. Yet, unresolved, it dangles. Bagans swears the acrylic holds, but late-night feed shows anomalies. Temperature plummets. A child's giggle in Yiddish static. Is it the real cracking? Or did we build the cage ourselves, locking in our own hunger for the dark? Haxton's better now, post-donation, but he admits the dreams flicker back on anniversaries. The box endures, a reminder that some prisons aren't for the inmate, they're for us, keeping the hunger at bay, or close enough to taste. So there it sits in Vegas under glass, but I can't shake the feeling whatever's inside, it's not done whispering. Sweet dreams? Maybe not tonight.
Matt, you're killing me.
Yeah.
Now I'm Googling acrylic's Dybbuk proof rating. Part of me wants to laugh it off as the ultimate tall tale, but yeah, pass on the replicas.
Smart move. Wrapping this file, folks, whether hoax or harbinger, the Dybbuk Box proves one thing. Some stories cling harder than spirits. Thanks for riding the shadows with us tonight. Juniper, send us out.
And just like that, we've latched a lid on episode 248, the Dybbuk Box. That whispering wine cabinet, it's more cage than curiosity. From Portland yard sales to Vegas vaults, it's a tale of clings and curses that sticks with you. Hope you enjoyed the shiver. Thanks for tuning in to the Shadow Frequency. You make these nights electric. Drop us a line at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com with your own hauntings. And check out our website, shadowfrequencypodcast.com, for show notes and deep dives. And you can follow the weirdness on our socials as well. We're everywhere the shadows pool. Join us next time for another strange case that defies delight. Matt, you want to say good night?
Good night, listeners. Sleep tight. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and whatever you do, don't peek in the dark.
That's the spirit. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Shadows out.
This episode was conjured with a solemn vow to explore the unexplained while remaining bound to the truths that have been unearthed. All interpretations are speculative and offered only for your enlightenment and your entertainment.